Welcome back to Eureka Farms for episode 10 with me, Mr. Sealy P. You find me here taking advantage of a harvest contract on field 4 by gathering up the straw swath that's left over. Hey, doesn't hurt to have it, does it? We're back on Eureka Farms. It's time for potato beating. We're not beating potatoes, like, you know what I mean. Well, maybe you don't. I have half a field of potatoes, half a field of sugar beet. When this map first came out, the Pterodos T440, large capacity, 500,000 litres. Now I think we're going to do 500,000 litres, I say easily. But here's the beauty. Whoa, that's chromy. Is there not a standard? Please. Oh, yes. Let's go with that. Rim colour. I'm not sure I like that. Let's stick with what it was. Michelin Trelleborg. Let's go with the Borgs. Right. I have, as you can see, 740,000. You've probably already seen. Again, I'm just trying to think when I edit this. Yeah, a load of contracts done. A few of them harvesting contracts. So as well as the payment, there was the money for the actual harvest excess as well. So I've got some money. I'm going to lease 2 of these. Now, the point I started making was that when the game first released, or this map first released, under Beat Technology, we have the Pterodos T440 HR12 header, which is 5.4 meters wide and designed for doing sugar beet. That's not going to make... Oh, yeah, it'll be right. There's not a colour option, is there? So we'll lease that. But then what was also put in here was under Potato Technology. There was that header, the HR12 header for potatoes. But initially, it wasn't working. People were trying to do potatoes and they couldn't get it to work with the sugar beet harvester. In the update, that was fixed. I want to say it was fixed. And that's the reason for doing what I'm doing now. Is that, so this is the potato one, so at least I can differentiate between the two. We're going to lease that as well. So the point behind this being, we should be able to have 2 of these running. We should be able to go quite a long time without having to unload them. One will do sugar beet, one will do potatoes. It's the same harvester, it's the headers that are going to make the difference. Now, again, I need to specify, I should be doing this in every episode, I guess, putting the disclaimer in every episode, because you may not have been watching this series right from the start. Let's just jump in and grab one. In that, a lot of the mods and things I'm using, if they're mods that are from the Modhub, they will be in the description. If they're not in the description, they are specific to this map. I've still got people, I say still got, again, you may have only just started watching this series, you may have only watched the last episode. I've got people asking me, I can't find this mod in the Modhub. If it's not in the description, then it's not in the Modhub. If it's not in the Modhub, it's specific to this map. I'm not playing on PC, I'm playing on PlayStation, but a lot of these mods, like this sugar beet harvester with 500,000 litre capacity, and the header that will do potatoes, that's specific to this map by TNTmodding. His other maps, Blue Mountain Valley and Bucks County, Pennsylvania, which is a phenomenal map. Check it out if you haven't already. They have some larger stuff. This one, Eureka Farms, is the one that's got the most, I think, modded equipment. What I do want to do is change, though, my steering mode. I prefer to have it on turn steering so the cab moves. I just find I get tighter turning like that. So this is the second header, so this was the potato one, wasn't it? We'll unfold that. So what we'll do is we'll get this running and we'll come back and grab the other. Now, as far as grass went, I cut everything I could and I end up with 1.6 millilitres. I could have sworn I had over 2 millilitres before. So I've taken this, so I'm going a bit of a kind of roundabout route to this. I've taken the liberty of extending some of my field areas. I've done a bit of landscaping, so I've got a bit more grass now around my main yard area. Now, if at any point I expand and put more sheds down and stuff like that, then we're going to eat into some of that grass area. But at the moment, we've got plenty of hard standing area. We should be all right. And then at some point, I may grass part of another field if I need it. It was also mentioned that the 5%. Thank you, Mark. It was Mark that did that. Oh yeah, that was something. Thank you, Andrew and Mark. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Thank you, Andrew and Mark. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Honestly, so generous. Thank you so much. I just wanted to say, in the last episode when I was talking about the car MOT and what it was likely to cost, it was not my intention to be beggy. I didn't want it to come across that I was asking for money or anything like that. It wasn't my intention. I was just doing my usual, just waffling and chatting while I was going along. It was on my mind. I just kind of started talking about it, so I don't want people to think that was my intention. It honestly wasn't. But anyway, thank you to those guys. Honestly, yeah, thank you so much. But it was mentioned, the 5% in the loading wagon, that if I just keep some hay back after every time I do hay in the silo, I don't have to do hay again. So I don't need a tedder. Once I've done it once, I can put, as long as I've got enough of 5% in whatever trailer I'm using in a silo, I can go and get that out, then go and just pick up grass and use that trick, so to speak. As long as I put some back into the silo for storage and keep it for next time, which obviously I didn't do, I used it all. And then someone said, well, shouldn't that work for silage then? I don't know. I don't know if it's because it's a completely different thing. The thing between grass and hay is just a dried version of grass, whereas silage is a fermented. I honestly don't know whether that would work. If you put 5% silage into a trailer and then tried to pick up grass, would it automatically turn into, maybe that's something we'll have to test. Maybe. I did do this one with potatoes, didn't I? So yeah, I want to get these done, potatoes, because I wanted to test out to make sure the potato header works. Again, not that I'm saying it, that TNT's lying, that it's not working, that anything like that. Now this doesn't fast farm, but the point about it is it kind of technically does, because it won't need to be emptied as often. And then the sugar beet will go towards making sugar, so I should be able to get my production up to 100%. And there we go, we are getting potatoes. Let's get that running. It's not a huge field, but yields on potato and sugar beet are huge. So I can honestly see us getting loads off this. This one, I may go a bit bonkers. Should I replant this as poplars? Should I do this one as the poplars? Or should I do this one as corn? For doing a big old silage harvest, then do another one for poplars. I don't know, I'll give that a bit of a thought. Right, let's go and grab the other one. Let's get a workaround on that. I'm not quite sure why I went for the... My kind of MISSYB green has changed. That was from Fragdad, wasn't it? That was way back on Lawfolds and FS19. The MISSYB green was coined, wasn't it? Just trying to think. And it was that very bright kind of Deutzfire green, which I have muted down a little bit. I think I use the Fent Nature green a little bit more now. As I've got older, now I'm an old man. But I do still like that. It's quite a nice bright green. Anyway, I'm waffling again. Let's go and get the other sugar beet harvester. So as I'm heading out with this one, what was the other thing I wanted to talk about? Well, oh, the reproduction rate on the cows. I didn't put it across very well the other day. The reproduction rate on the cows is sitting at 0 because I'm full at 500. Because there's no room for new ones, there won't be a reproduction rate. When I was first putting them in, I was surprised. I was up to 379, and I was surprised it hadn't clicked over and it was showing me the reproduction rate. Obviously, once I hit 500, that's full, so I shouldn't get a reproduction rate showing, but I am risking losing out on a load of births. So I could do with putting another one in. But if I put another one in, I'm going to have to then fill that with feed and stuff, or fill it, but put feed and stuff in for the overflow, which means then redoing everything. Oh yeah, I've got a contract going there, as you can see. We are ploughing on field 4. It pays out 77,000 for ploughing. However, it's going to take a long time. I'm just going to let the worker plod along and just plough while I'm doing other jobs. I'm hoping it has turned the right way. It should have done, because it's doing potatoes. It shouldn't turn and do sugar beet. It shouldn't be allowed to. That's against the rules. So this one, if I've got it right, why is that header not drop down? Oh, it has now. And there we go with our sugar beet. How much am I going to get? That's the big question. So it's not the beety boys, is it this time? Because although they are sugar beet harvesters, we're doing beet and potatoes. So it's the potato beet potato. I don't know. This is one of the few times, one of the first times in my head, I'm now struggling to think of a catchy, catchy thumbnail title. Oh, that's not good, is it? That's kind of worrying. What's more worrying is up to 10,000 litres already, we've only done one strip. I wonder what the other one's showing at the moment. Pretty cool though. Potatoes, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I'll just put them in storage for the time being. It was more about, I suppose I could have tested the potatoes to see if the harvester header was working properly again, just by doing one strip of potatoes. It's doing an entire field of them, but it does give me the option for factory stuff further down the line if I do want to go down that route. If I'm going to do potato chips, like I said previously, I'm going to need to do sunflower to get sunflower oil, so I'll need the sunflower oil factory first. So there's a few kind of, it needs to be done in a specific order. But I think I'm going to do the laminate boards first. If I do the laminate boards, that could then have the knock-on effect. I could then do the barrels factory. So I could use the laminate boards to make barrels, again, if I wanted to. It's pretty cool, it's all available. It's weird. Left side and right side of the brain. Part of my brain is saying, I love that. That's so cool. I like the colour scheme. I love it. The other part of my brain's going, that's really gaudy. I'm not sure now. It's the old age pensioner in me fighting against the youth. There is no youth. There is no youth anymore. The youth has gone. Anyway. I've got a load of this to do. Just trying to think. Contract wise, yeah, we're ticking along. Everything's going very nicely at the moment. Apologies to all those people. It's weird. This is the weird Let's Play in so much as I'm getting a lot of people viewing it, but loads of people. Comments all very, very positive. People are loving it, but it's getting way more dislikes than I have done for a long time. I don't know if people are watching it and disliking it, or just disliking it and then not watching it. I'm not too sure. I know it's completely different, and I did have a message from GB the other day about Six Ashes, thanking me for the Let's Play and thanking me for doing the map. And it's like I talked about at TNT the other day. I'm blown away that GB, whose map it is messaging me, thanking me for doing the, no, it's the other way around. You made the map, you made the geo. I'm just loving playing it, which is wonderful. I think that's great. And it's, I know people are sort of saying, oh, it's, you can tell you've got a bit stale, you can tell you're running out of ideas, you can tell, it's not that I've run out of ideas. There's a few things I still want to do. I do want to do the pelletizing, and again, thank you to everyone that's commenting. I've had people adamant that they've just uninstalled the Alpine DLC, and the palletizer pallet haul's working fine now. They didn't have to replace it, it just reappeared. It's good, it's gold, and everything's working fine. I tried that, didn't work for me personally. Then I've had people saying, no, it's not the Alpine DLC. If you disable the add-on straw harvest DLC, but if you do that, then you don't have the but at the pallet haul and stuff. So it's got to be the Alpine DLC, because that apparently is what's causing the problem. So I'm kind of... I guess the problem is in my head, I'm trying to every episode do something that's a bit wow, something that's a bit different, you know? And I have always said on that Let's Play, there's something to be said about the day-to-day. I thoroughly enjoy just doing the day-to-day, plodding around, doing the farming stuff, you know? I love that. Actually, I'm going to do some strips this way, I think, because I know it doesn't matter because I've got a worker and the worker will go for the sugar cane. It won't cause a problem, but just for my own sanity, if I put a few strips in this way, it will turn around without going to the sugar cane. I'll do the same with the potato harvester comes back down. It's mad, I know, it doesn't make a lot of difference. Oh, I mustn't forget to do that there. I think I'll do a second load of sugarcane. Once that's ready to harvest, I'll harvest it, I'll store it, and then I'll repurpose that field. I'll plough it out and I won't do another sugarcane harvest. I'm not quite sure why I did the second one. I've got plenty of it. It's not like I'm going to run out anytime soon, but I suppose I could still plough it out now, but that seems a waste of sugarcane at this point. I have got absolutely loads in storage, haven't I? Saying that, actually, how much have I got in storage? Sugar cane. Oh yeah, 1,368,940 litres. Yeah. You know what? I think I might. Shall I repurpose that and make that the poplar field? I don't need to do another sugarcane harvest. I will get rid of the sugar beet that's in there. That was the oversight with the seeder / planter going over. As it turned, it was my fault entirely. Can't blame the worker. It was me. I turned and thought, oh yeah, that'll be right, and then swung a little bit wide. Who was it messaged? Someone commented to say it might have been Bear and Papa. I'm trying to think now. That regarding the poplars, if you use the seeders or planters here on Eureka, it kind of double plants anyway, because it's not a regular poplar planter, so it's not planting in those rows, it plants more like a cedar, so I should get the double thing anyway. That'll be alright. That'll be an absolute result if that works, won't it? Again, the same with Mark. I do apologise. When I was saying this, I wasn't in any way intimating that I don't believe people. When people message me and say, you know, if you do this, this will happen. And 9 times out of 10 that is correct. Other times it's not. And I'll try something and think, that didn't work for me, that's weird, because this person was adamant that works. And sometimes you find it's they're playing on PC with the PC mod, or, you know, there could be a whole host of reasons why it worked for them and not for me. It could be something I did wrong, you know, that kind of thing. But I think the point I was trying to make was, for me, mentally, and it's always been a kind of learning process I've always done. It's something I've always, you know, even if I watch a YouTube video, if I'm doing a job somewhere and I think, oh, how do I do so and so, and I might watch a YouTube video on how to blah blah blah, I will not then just take it as read that, right, okay, brilliant, that's that, you know, I know how to do that now. I will actually have to physically, manually do that task so that it kind of sticks in my brain of, yeah, okay, now I know, definitely it does. And that's just my learning process. That's got nothing about doubting people's abilities or doubting their word. It's just, for me, I need to see it tangibly work. I need to, you know, for my brain to finally go, okay, yeah, great, that's brilliant, that works now. Don't know why, always been the same. It's one of those strange Mr. CLP peculiarities. What else was I going to talk about? I think now. Just stuff. I suppose, you know, I'm talked about it for a little while, but the mental health and well-being thing, I know, you know, depending on where you are in the world, can have a huge difference on how things are at the moment. If you are in lockdown, if you are stuck, if you are, you know, on your own and able to go out, you know, wherever it might be, you know, try and reach out to people, even if it's just by text or message, or, you know, ring someone up, or, you know, FaceTime or something. And if you know someone that is in their own, reach out to them, you know, just have a chat. I found more than anything, for me personally, and again I'll say this, I'm lucky, I've got a house full of people. Most of my kids live here. My eldest daughter is in the process of potentially moving out. My son moved out a while ago, but there are still people in my house. That can be a blessing and a curse, especially when you're doing videos. But you know, my son is living in his flat, he's on his own, and he's finding it really difficult because he can't go out and about and he can't see people and that kind of thing, and he is struggling, you know. But I'm also finding myself, even though there are people in the house, it's the day-to-day when you're stuck at home, everything blurs into one. You know, you kind of get to the end of the day, you go to bed, you get up, the next day seems the same as the last day, and you go through the entire day and you go to bed, you get up and you think nothing's different, you know. It's those bits in between, and I know I've talked about this before, but I think it's a relevant thing. It needs to be constantly, you know, you need to, there's nothing wrong with admitting or talking out loud about the fact you might be struggling, or you might have, you know, you need to talk to someone, or you need whatever the release may be, or you crack up, you know. And I think some people have commented before saying it hasn't bothered them at all, doesn't bother them in the slightest, they like their own company, you know, and I generally do, always have, but I found this second lockdown a lot harder than I did the first one. I'm not quite sure why. So, you know, if you are out there and you're struggling, reach out, and if you do know someone that is, reach out to them, you know. It doesn't have to be a talk on the phone for hours, or a FaceTime, or a Zoom call, or a, you know, whatever it might be, you know. Just 5 minutes, just so that person knows that, you know, the world outside still exists, and there are people out there, you know. Anyway, I'm going to swap over to the potato harvester and we'll see how much is in that. We're up to 103,000 litres in here already. So I'm so busy talking, I haven't even noticed the awesomeness of the fact that I haven't had to unload. These normally do T440, 45,000 litres? I'm sure it's 45, isn't it? 105,000 litres. Although interestingly, oh no, I was just thinking, the sugar beet harvester must be running faster because it's caught up, but no, of course I did those strips out to the side, didn't I? Am I going to get, I'm just thinking, I've done 100,000 litres, it's going to be close whether or not I need to unload or not. So I'll do the same as I did this side, sorry, the other side. Drop it in. $112,000 litres of potatoes. This is what we should have got. See, I don't mind doing potatoes on a 4-row or a 6-row or whatever it might be, you know, whatever the harvester will harvest at. I have no problem doing that. I just think that the Grimmer DLC should have had something with a larger capacity, because they do make larger capacity vehicles. I can't remember the name of the one, someone did put it in the comments that I saw at Agritechnica, and it was colossal. I mean, huge. It was like a factory on wheels. It was incredible. Yeah, once I've done that strip, we'll just send it back up the other way again. And I'll see in a bit when it's done. Oh, blimey, I've just looked at the time. I've been wittering on, haven't I? Apologies for that. Plowing seems to be going nicely on field 4 though. Be a nice little earner, wouldn't it? We'll get the sugar factory up to 100% productive. You know what, I've made the decision, I'm going to cultivate in the sugar cane. it probably does need ploughing, but the plough's tied up at the moment, so I'll cultivate it in first. I think it does need ploughing. It has been limed. I did do that. Yeah, I'm gonna. I still don't own this cultivator. Like I said, there's a few bits of machinery I need to buy. I'm just deciding whether or not I've still got that extra money I borrowed to buy the cows, because I didn't have enough to buy the 500. Whether or not just to buy the second cow barn now, transfer some over, but like I say, it does mean that I need to do some more crops. Now, just as a reiteration for people that aren't aware, that if you are joining me for the first time, if you are new to all this stuff, the crazy stuff, this is a standard in-game FlexiCoil, I say standard, it's huge, cultivator. If you want to fast farm or fast cultivate, and I know I'm not supposed to be teaching people to cheat, but folding it is L1 and X. Raise and lowering it is L1 and circle. So it's now lowered, ready to go. If I do L1 and double tap X, it kind of starts to fold it, but then doesn't, and it tricks it into thinking that it's off the ground. It will still cultivate, he says. Why did that not work? Is that not going to work now? Come on. This is fully fertilised, and I'm cultivating a crop which would add a fertilising state, but it is fully fertilised anyway. So when poplars go in, it won't be a problem, but I am pretty sure if I check on the map, this is going to say it's going to require ploughing. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Oh, I've just realised why. Why it's suddenly not working. I switched the cultivator. As you can see, that's now taking the ploughing state off. That's why it's suddenly not working. Just realised. Because someone did say, well, you can use it as a plough, can't you? If you put on the mod, I can't remember what the mod is now, that adds a whole load in. Sorry, I'm doing it again. I'm kind of part explaining, part confusing everyone, part rambling. That's the standard FlexiCoil ST820. There's me saying this is a standard in-game. Well, it's not. I just remembered. If we scroll across, we've got these ones here. Create new fields. It was the Field Creator Pack. That's what it's called, the Field Creator Pack. If you put the Field Creator Pack on, it then allows a lot of these cultivators, it says, this mod allows create new fields. So unlike normal, when it's normally a plough you can create a field with, you can create new fields using a cultivator. But it does say with this machine, it's not possible to hire a helper. It's advisable to rent the machine only, which I have done, which is what I've got there. I've got one of those. But for some reason, the fast farming thing is not working because it's acting as a plough and not a cultivator. That's why it's not working. I meant to switch it back because I wanted to show you, but I thought, oh, that'd be cool if you can fast plough. And someone said to me, oh yeah, you absolutely can. I haven't been able to get that to work unless I use... Because at the moment, that other field over there, I'm ploughing at 12 metres. Obviously, this is much wider. Hang on. Let's try something. Whoa. That's odd. Why got crop destruction turned off? Yeah. When did I do that? What? How dare you? Right. Let's have a think. Will this work? So it won't work doing the fast farming technique of double clicking. But if I use the other jobby, the trailed lifter, did I keep the trailed lifter? And the drawbar, can I trick it that way? Which means then potentially that contract I've got over there, if I then take that over myself, I could then plough out way quicker. So I'm getting the cultivated look, but the ploughed state. Which means I haven't got to come back over it. I can't believe I forgot that I swapped that out. How and when did I do that? And how did I forget? Thank you to Smock Farmer. When I did the review of the trailers of the day as well. I normally get Grimmer, right? Grimmer and Kroner, because I spoke to the guys at FSL from Grimmer and Kroner. But the other one's Cramper. It's Cramper, not Cramp. I keep saying Cramp trailers, it's Cramper. Thank you for... I don't know why, I suppose because Grimmer and Kroner in my head were, well, yeah, that's how you say them. And I always get people saying, why are you saying like that? Because that's the name of the company and that's how it's said. And I've always said, oh, it's Cramp trailer. But it's Cramper as well. There's on the end of it. So I will endeavour to make sure I do it properly from here on in. Now it could be one of the reasons I didn't do this before was because of the elasticity. So what I need to do is make sure that the third one is raised, and then what should happen, fingers crossed, is when I put this into the ground, it will still be in the ground completely, but because the trail lift is raised, it thinks it's raised, and I should be able to go faster. So with this, with the Field Creator mod, which is standard in-game, it's on console, on PlayStation, that's not part of this map, I should then be able to plough. And again, whoever it was that commented ages ago to tell me I could do this, it's what I originally got this for. I thought, oh, that would be fantastic, and it didn't work, and what didn't dawn on me was, do this. Should have done this straight away. The harvesting is still going great on the potatoes and the sugar beet. The sugar beet is yielding higher than the potatoes, which is fairly standard, I think. They're not sort of an equal crop in that respect. Right, let's lower that down. So we are now technically cultivating, but we are ploughing. 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I mean, it's a big old unit. And depending on what horsepower you've got, it does mean that, if we check the map again, this field here says it requires ploughing, which that one's going to as well. Using this, I mean, it still looks really small because it's a big field, but we are getting rid of the ploughed state. So we are technically ploughing, but we're also doing it at speed-ish. It'd be better going downhill, obviously. So what I will do is I'll put corn in that field, and I'll put poplars in this one. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Yeah. That's better at 13. And this that I'm doing now, this is not EUREKA Farms specific. All of these bits and bobs I'm using here are standard. I say standard, they're in the Modhub, but the trailed lifter, the drawbar that I've got in the back of the trailed lifter, and the Field Creator pack, which gives you the flexicore that ploughs, are all in the Modhub. These aren't part of EUREKA Farms. So it's still R&D, we are still doing it. So now, rather than ploughing at 12 metres, this is ploughing at, this is 24, isn't it, the flexicore? Isn't it? Wrong one. Let's go out, flexicore was 20, yeah, 24 metres. Ploughing at 24 metres, nice. Now, there's always some argument over the cultivating versus ploughing, and obviously you've got cultivators that are, you know, you've got your disc harrows, you've got your chain harrows, then you've got your, you know, subsoilers, rippers, what we consider, or so what I consider in the UK to be a plough is the more mouldboard plough, but ploughing can be done with chisel ploughs. So there is a crossover between all of them. Some of these larger cultivators have huge like chisel sections on them, so technically it is all still field preparation, whether it be chisel ploughing, ripping, cultivating. Everyone seems to have different terminology for it as well. Depends again whereabouts in the world you are. I will come back and do that a little bit in the corner, don't worry. I can't leave it, but because I've got multiple things here trying to back up, everything will just go all over the place. So. Well, there you go. So that's another thing done. Tick. And come off the list. Once I'm done here, this will then go over there. And I'm wondering, because the tractor is only it's what are we on, 600 horsepower this one? Again, let's check with the garage, shall we? We're on 620 horsepower on this T9 700 Smart Track. But the Roadrunner 950 is 1,800. So I'm wondering if I swapped it out for the Roadrunner, would it pull this faster? Remember, people, I'm doing the research and development, so you don't have to. Now, it looks better like this because it's a tractor pulling, you know, that's how it should be. You wouldn't normally have a lorry in the field. But, as we know already, no, not that one, from doing this Let's Play, nothing is normal here. We are in Willy Wonka, TNT, DJ Gohan territory. It doesn't matter. I still love the look of this thing. I think it looks absolutely mint. Yeah. It's the right bit race. Right, let's try this, shall we? Is this going to pull it any faster, or is about 12 or 13 going to be the best I'm going to get out of this? Well, see what I mean? Oh, the elasticity there. Why am I struggling to accelerate? Is it because the cultivator's stuck in the ground? Yeah. Right, let's drop it down now. Now we've got a bit of forward momentum. We're already up over that. We just needed more horsepower. We're ploughing 24 metres wide, 21 miles an hour, 22, 23. Go on, you can do 23. You know you want to. That's better. Well, when I've done all this, this is definitely going over to field 4. Keep the turn rather lazy. I'm going to go a lazy arc and I'll come back on this. I just don't want it pulling and doing weird things. Yes. Oh, get in. Right. It is how I'm managing to build my money up so quickly. Yes, I'm doing more contracts. Yes, I'm doing quite a few contracts, but I'm able to get so many more done. You know, if I get a whole list of them for a day, because I'm not running at ×5 or anything like that, I can get a whole load of contracts done on massive fields very quickly and earn good money. Oh, I missed a bit. How very remiss. So this will be good for poplars. Well, we'll put poplars in the ground in the next episode, and we'll put corn in the other one. So we'll do a bit of sowing, seeding, planting. As I'm really curious to see. Whoa. Right, let's raise that up again. Let's go forward. Drop it down. That's better. Oh, it's just got a bit hung up on something. Like I say, that is the only downside to using this attachment method. It can get a little bit springy here and there, but I don't mind. 24! I just remembered the other reason why I didn't think it would work for ploughing. I've come over to field 4 to help out with the contract on there while the sugar beet and potato harvesting is continuing. And I've just done a huge strip right the way across here And if we go to the picture there, it is ploughing. As you can see, that's red. It is ploughing, but the contract is not recognising it as ploughing. That's gone from 28 to 29 because the other one that's ploughing, if I do another strip across, that won't change. It's not going up. It's not registering because I think I'm using a cultivator. Although it's not telling me it's the wrong tool. If I do another whole strip across, which I'm wasting my time doing it actually, but it could cause problems with the other thing, but it's alright, I'll go with that bit. If I do a whole nother strip across, let's put cruise control on. We're at 29% now. Watch, it's going to flip up to 30 because of the other one. When you consider how much I'm actually doing here, it should go up more than that. Still 29. Yeah, it's not recognising it for the contract for ploughing. That could be what I originally got it for. I thought, oh, that's going to be perfect for doing contracts, but it's not actually working on the contract fields. So I'm just have to leave the plough actually ploughing with a plough. That's not a problem. Oh, nearly full grain tank. Let's go and check it out. Of course, when it says it's 80% full, that's 400,000 litres. That does still go as 100,000 litres leeway. I think we're up to about 460,000 litres in here at the moment. Again, in your head, 460,000. I'm thinking, no, yeah, I've got loads to go yet. That's 460,000 litres. This trailer will hold 1 million, so we haven't got to worry. We should be able to get the whole harvest. The potato harvester, I think, is just around 400, just under, I think. So we are definitely going to get way more off the sugar beet. I reckon if we're on that now, could be looking at 600,000 litres maybe of sugar beet. I'm going to wait until it's completely done because I want to, because this will hold 1 million litres, so we'll get it all in here. I'm just curious to see how much sugar beet we're going to get. Then I will take the first load and I'll stick it into the factory to get that producing. And that's probably the point where we'll end the episode, I guess. We're up to that already. Blimey, that unloaded quickly. 469,478 litres in here. Nice, okay. So I'll see at the end, we'll see how much sugar beet we actually end up with. I don't know if we're actually going to fully fill the potato harvester. We might do. We'll see. Fun fact to throw into the mix just while I'm finishing off this last row. The tool height control for harvesters, the header I picked for sugar beet is one of those. There is the standard one, there is the tool height control one. The potato one unfortunately won't go faster because that's just modded to do potatoes in a sugar beet harvester. However, this one, if you want to get your sugar beet done quickly, head height control for harvester. Oh dear, so for all those people that were freaking out and might have been commenting already before you've got to this point, saying, do you know that you can blah blah? Yeah, but I had it was on a worker because I was doing other jobs. As soon as I came back over to start doing this, I thought, oh okay. And we're up to need 200,000 litres again. And there's something also mildly amusing with regard to the potato harvest. Hold it. I have started on the spraying. Where's the spray gone? Where's my spray gone? Oh, please tell me. I bet it's crossed over the boundary, hasn't it? It's gone right the way down. Oh no, it's over there. It's just stopped because I think it's right at the edge of the field. Yeah, the potato harvest. Did I complete the entire field with 500,000 litres in it? Well, it's looking pretty good so far for the potatoes. Right up until, honestly, again, you couldn't make it up. Harvester is full. 500,000 litres of potatoes with that tiny little bit there left. Unbelievable. So I'm going to put the pipe out. I'm going to grab the lorry, I'll come back and sort potatoes in a minute. So we're going to be well over 600,000 litres of sugar beet, which is nice. So yeah, I'm going to get this fertilised, then I'm going to plough this out, and then that'll be ready to go for the next episode, whenever that may be. We haven't been hit too hard on mods this week with regard to maps. The mod test map that came out on Monday, no, came out on Tuesday, I have done the map tour of. That should be available. 667,054 litres. That is pretty good. We will take that. I'm going to drive straight across the field because there's nothing in it now. And let's get our sugar production up to 100%. I had an idea for another video I want to do, actually. It's regarding mod reviews, but you'll see when it pops up, because I'm not quite sure when I'm going to get a chance to do it. Possibly later on today. Don't know, we'll see. I'm assuming this will do 100,000 litres as well. Then the rest will go into the silo. There we go, 100,000 litres. So we should find it might need to trip over first. Yeah, it's still saying 60, but that should now trip over and say 100%. And we can really crank up that sugar production, because it's going to be fairly slow anyway. I know a lot of people have already commented to say that the factories are great, but the production on them is fairly slow. When you consider how much you're putting into them, some of them take way more than 100,000 litres of product, but then what they're pumping out takes a long time. So I suppose that's possibly the only complaint about the factory's pack, maybe, is the production speed needs to be a little bit faster, maybe. I don't know. Well, I call that a productive day. Or productive afternoon. Well, not even a fully afternoon. What's that? A couple of hours? Hour? Something like that? I did say one of the workers had finished. I think that was where the fertiliser spreader stopped. The ploughing is continuing on field 4. That will just chug away while I'm doing other jobs. Once I've finished doing all my other jobs, then I'll jump on that myself and I can then speed that up a little bit. The this little thing, it only holds 270 litres, but I just, every now and again I keep on top of it. There's a little bit in there now. If there's piles and piles of it, yeah, it's going to take a little while to clear it. But it still saves me having to go and get a vehicle with a bucket, and you know, there are other various different ways of doing this. I really do miss the Lady Juno, the little robot thing that went up and down. I loved that. That was so much easier to use. But anyway, that's our beating potatoes done. More awesome moddery from TNT, which makes all of this so much easier and so much more fun. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're still enjoying the series. If you are, if you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.